Greetings, YouTube. I recently did a review of Jaiman, Land of Twilight from Iron Crown, and I said I would be doing a follow-up video, and this is that video. And I specifically want to address two aspects of this particular setting, and both of them deal with encounters with powerful magic-using female characters or NPCs. One is a woman that's been possessed by a demon, and the other is a witch. Now, the demon-possessed woman seduces men with magic and has sex with them to help conceive an evil child. She rapes them, and there's no such thing as an even child. You can raise a child in a household where they have very few options other than to be very dysfunctional, but that doesn't make them evil from birth, and they can be redeemed. So I refuse to accept that they can't. And the other encounter deals with a witch that also wants a child. So let's look at the first one with the demon-possessed woman. So she wants a child, and apparently just ordinary everyday copulation doesn't do it. She has to keep trying over and over again, and maybe being a demon-possessed woman makes you less fertile. Who knows? Maybe the fact that you're a demon-possessed woman means that the fabric of life has a difficult time latching to you and conceiving and actually gestating a child. That makes sense. Please don't sit on my spacebar kitten. So let's look at this and make it less rapey. So she's really powerful. Can probably make herself look like anything, and can probably zoom to any place on the continent at will or darn near close to it. So she can go to any big city or any port town and pick up a guy. It's not that hard to do. I'm a guy. I'm telling you, it isn't. She has sex with them. Now, having sex with someone for the intent of getting pregnant without telling them is unethical. But if she's just into sowing evil, maybe that's not enough evil for her day. She needs more evil in her daily allotment. Otherwise, she just doesn't feel right. Makes her feel out of balance. Maybe she has to go out there and kick a puppy. So at the end of the copulation, maybe she just tries to kill the guy. But you give the guy a fighting chance. Now, I'm not saying the guy is really very likely to be able to kill this woman. She's a demon-possessed magic user who's been around for 150 years. She's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve. Very likely he will fail in killing her. But he could cause enough ruckus to make her want to leave, or he could just escape. And that's a more interesting encounter, because he may learn that he has a child out there that's in the hands of a demon. And he may enlist the party who's encountered this person before, or knows something about this person, to help track them down, get his child back, and try to save his child from a life of being raised by a demon. And that is a lot more interesting and no rape. Now, the second encounter is about a witch who wants a child on an island all by herself. So she wants to procreate with one of the members of the party, either the powerful NPC that's with them, which is he's an heir to the crown, or one of the members of the party themselves. And to get to that end, she drugs everyone in the party, then uses magic to seduce someone, and that's rape. Not telling them and that she's going to become pregnant. And they're probably having no memory of what happened. That's just horrible. Now, she knows that the child's going to... I'm sorry, I'm tired of my face issues. She knows the child's going to be a man. She knows that the child's going to gestate in weeks, and he can become mature in a year, which I still think would warp someone's mind to no end. Let's change that. First of all, she's not alone. She's on the island with a partner. But her partner, is either a woman or of a male of a species that she can't have a child with. They can have sex, they just can't have a child together. So that makes it more interesting. Now you've already got some stuff, motivation, conflict. things like that going on here. She tells the party, hey, I want a child. I am looking for a volunteer here, and I think Bob would make a really great parent because he looks really healthy. He seems to be robust, and I've I've done a scan on him. He apparently doesn't have any diseases or something like that. She's a witch. She could probably pull something like that off. You detect disease or what have you, or heritage. There's probably some kind of magic like that now. Almost most worlds where you tell if someone has hereditary diseases. There darn well should be. I know if I lived in a magic world, I'd go about finding one, something like that. So, Cat, get off the freaking keyboard. So she makes the proposition, and again, someone is very likely going to take her up on it. And now you've got a woman who has a child with the party, being raised on this island by herself and her partner. Make the gestation the normal amount. Make the upraising the normal amount. Maybe shorten the time to maturation a little bit. Instead of a year, make it 10. Okay, still got enough time to have some normal development. So you're not emotionally crippling this person by cramming their entire childhood into a year. That's more interesting. And again, no rape. We should avoid rape, especially when it's involving the people sitting at the table as the victims of that rape. Because remember, folks, there are a lot of people in the real world that have suffered sexual harassment and assault and rape. And you never know when one of those people is going to be sitting at your table across from you. So how about we not create situations that could dredge up brutally painful memories for them for entertainment? I'm a survivor. And I know I would rather have those scenarios I described come out the way I talked about them as opposed to the way they're written in this book. Because the way I've put them forth, there's no rape. And that's better in my book. And it's kinder. And I really think that that's something we should encourage. Being kind to each other and not deliberately creating situations that are painful for people. And I don't think that's much of an ask. I think that's a really low bar. And I think we all can live with it. And I think that our hobby and our community needs to mature a little bit and make sure that we're not doing this kind of thing either inadvertently or, I hope not, but deliberately. We're not creating hybrid adventures, folks. We're just trying to have some fun, and that should be for everybody. And while there are always going to be ugly things in campaigns because there are bad people, and the good guys defeat them, hopefully, we don't have to make them deliberately cruel to the people sitting at the table. Yeah. So, that's how I would redeem those two encounters. Well, one's an adventure and one's an encounter. So, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we should avoid being deliberately cruel to people and how we should maybe make adventures and encounters more complex and more interesting with more possible outcomes as opposed to quite as linear and very problematic.